Hi, little birds. It is Jailyn here again, and I went to class this week, and you know, I got some interesting classes this semester, and I really love them. One is environmental policy, and then the other is on public administration, which both seem pretty interesting. The teachers have pretty interesting things to say about both topics. But in public administration, it was really interesting talking about the Rwanda genocides and what was going on there in 1994, which, yes, I was alive during then, and I recall them pretty well. I recall some pretty gruesome pictures, but there was a statement in there that just kind of brought this around, and then I kind of continued in my next class that all about putting people in a box, boxing them in, and just defining who they are based on this box. And it just triggered me, and just I almost wanted to cry in class. And reason being is because that is my whole thing. That is why I started this channel. I want to open people's eyes. I want to put myself out there and show, being transgender is not a strange thing. It is not weird, or yes, it's different, but it is not weird. And so, I was driving home, and I have plenty of time to think on this and think all about it, and I just kept going back to this concept of breaking open this box. And you think about it, when you fill out an application, they have you identify all these different boxes that you have to check. Are you white or black? Are you male, female? And you're checking all these boxes. And with each of these boxes, there is a stereotype. There is a stigma. There is something attached to it that people will say, oh, that's how you're supposed to be. That's how you're supposed to act. That is, you're privileged, and other things. And I would like to see us, break down those boxes. Because who cares, about male and female? It's really not based on the genitalia that you have. It is not based on, solely chromosomes. Because if those are your two bases for gender, then that's really limiting. That is not based on science. That is not based on what it really happens in the world. And imagine it this way. Okay, you get one of two colors. You get blue or red. That's your only options on color. Blue and red. I think a lot of people would feel like, I don't like red, I want green, or I want black. Why do I have to have blue or red? Well, those are your only two options. That's the only two options you are given. That's the only two options you will be ever given. And, everything in our culture is, set in some kind of binary, where even with race, you're the white or other. Like, really? Why can't you just be a person? What's it matter what your race is or your ethnicity? Yes, we all have different backgrounds, but I can connect to every one of these people just for being human, not because they're the same race as me or anything like that. And it's, very revolutionary that thinking like this, that, here's all these boxes that we check. maybe we start breaking these down instead of, self-identifying yourself. Just screw that. Just identify as you. Identify as a person you are, not what a box tells you. It's even down to, they try to tell us, oh, it's down to a biological level. No, it's not. If you look at our biology, it's much more complicated, much more... there's trillions of molecules on a DNA chain. Trillions. And you're going to tell me there's only two options? That seems like a very far-fetched if you think about all the DNA combinations possible in humanity. And you're going to tell me there's only two. I don't think so. Just like with hair color, we don't have just two. We have a plethora. Same with eye color. We have a ton of color, and my brown may not be the same as someone else's brown. And that's the beauty of our genetics. Yet, because we're trying to understand things and understand each person, we put a box so that we can be like, oh, this is the way you're supposed to be. You're a boy, you should be playing with the G.I. Joes and wearing blue. No. I really, truly, and believe with my whole heart that we must break down these barriers. We have to break down these barriers. Otherwise, we will keep finding differences and just making more boxes for these differences when we could just put it as one box. We're human. We're a person. And that's all it has to be. Is that we're a person, we have emotions, we are just like our neighbor next to us or our neighbor across the planet. So that is kind of my thought, and I had to get it out there. I had to get it somewhere because it's just been stuck in my head for the last day and a half, that this whole concept of breaking down the box, breaking down these barriers, these walls, other than the one on the southern border, that's a different story. But breaking all this down, and let's just be people. So if you like my channel, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, and I will connect a TED Talk to this that ties in really well to this, and this also helped me kind of formulate my thoughts and really put them together. And that it's a TED Talk by Emily Quinn, and for those of you that don't follow her channel, she is a intersex individual, and she talks about it all the time. And the intersectionality between intersex and transgender people is very closely tied together. Even though we have a lot of differences, some of the experiences I hear from intersex people, I can relate to 100% as a trans person. And it's crazy. And I hope you'll like this talk. I hope you'll go watch this TED Talk, because it was very enlightening for me. So until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.